Heyo.
Hi, hi.
Diet.
Hello, hello.
Oh shit.
Alright,
Hi
so
hi.
here we go. Hello, everybody. We are having another reality user interview. I am Forbidden, and this is Hizuko. Hizuko, everybody, Hizu.
Hi
Alright,
hi.
Hizuko, please introduce yourself.
I'm Hizuko. This is the design that I use most, but it will be subject to frequent change
Okay.
because why stick with one style when you've got a whole wardrobe, right?
No, I understand
I mean, sticking
completely.
with one avatar, in my opinion, it's like wearing the same T-shirt for a week. You're gonna end up smelling rancid or stale.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So, do you think it's not important then to build a brand identity?
I mean, in my honest opinion, brand
Mm-hmm.
identity. If you're not that entertaining, and you have to rely on your looks as like a streamer, then you're doing something wrong. I mean,
Oh,
sure, I
okay.
have my hallmark purple. Like I used to have. I'm gonna do my hair in purple again, but that's not the point. The point is, if you have a specific part of yourself that is always part of your brand,
Mm-hmm.
like purple hair or something, like purple features, black eyes, a certain scar over your eyes, stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, your outfit doesn't necessarily have to be part of your brand. Like, look at VTubers these days. They're getting, like, redesigns, new outfits and stuff like that, but they still
Mm-hmm.
mostly remain the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I understand that completely because I also like I have a closet just like on
Mhm.
IRL. I changed my clothes, but my hair color, my eye color, eye shape, those things all stay the
Mostly
same.
remain the same, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. So it's mostly your streamer personality that builds your brand.
Okay, okay. So you're saying it's more personality than look. So Hizu, do you consider yourself a
Yeah.
VTuber?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with a half and half.
Okay.
I will go with a half and half. Yes, because this is still technically like a streaming site, and
Mm.
you're not using your actual face. You're using a character that you have designed to your own liking. But no, because this is I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm
You're
kidding.
like,
I'm kidding.
we're
I
turning
mean,
out content and
to
I'm not
be
making
fair,
enough
even
money.
most, yeah, yeah, most content creators, like most VTubers out there, like even the indie ones, they get money. They get money
Mm-mm.
in the form of donos. They get paid.
All right. So, Hizu, you had mentioned like earlier we were talking about like VTuber aesthetic and like more VTubers are changing like their clothes and like they have, multiple toggles. How much of the
Mhm.
VTubing subculture
Yeah.
are you aware of? Like how deep are you?
How deep am I? Bottom left. It took you a while to get that.
Oh my gosh.
It took a while for bottom left to register.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
I can't. I can't.
Oh, all right. So, Hizu, do you think
Yeah, that
a lot of users on reality know VTubing subculture? Do you think it's something that people know, don't know, should they know?
Ooh, that's still a half and half. That is genuinely just a half and half.
Okay.
I have met people who are very deep into the VTuber lore to the point
Mm-mm.
where, they go onto they edit the wikis for actual VTubers. Um, and I've also met some people, some of my viewers that come on here they're like from different parts of the world, and they
Mm-mm.
don't really have as much access to the internet as most of us privileged people do, right?
Okay.
So I'd say half and half, because like you meet different kinds of people. You meet people from the army, you meet mechanics, you meet nurses,
Mm.
you meet all sorts of people that may or may not know what VTubing is. So usually when viewers like drop by my streams and stuff, I just keep myself with an open mind because they may not know what VTubing is.
Okay.
They may not
Okay.
know the subculture. Like this might be the app might be their first foray into VTubing. So
Mm-mm. Okay. So, Hizu, does your personal culture affect how you stream?
Personal
So
culture.
personal culture could be
Oh, that's a
anything.
little tough one.
Oh wait, all right. So I'm not gonna explain it. No, you go. You go. Give me what you got.
Hmm. There you go. Okay, so personal culture, it's more of like I get to be myself
Mm.
on a streaming platform where I normally don't really have the confidence to act out of line, like
Okay.
in real life. Like sometimes I'm pretty sure you've dropped by a couple of my streams where um, I was just being dumb while
Mm,
riding on the road.
mm,
Now, not to say that I condone being distracted while driving, but to be fair, I use my phone as the GPS sometimes because places go blur
mm, mm,
and a speedometer. And I've done food deliveries where I've had to stare at the map while writing at the same time so I
mm,
can
mm,
get to places. So
mm.
unless you're experienced with multitasking, I do not suggest doing that. And yeah, mostly I don't really have what I would consider a personal culture
Okay.
because I don't wanna crap on my own country, but we ain't got no culture. We fucking stole
Oi, oi.
it.
So Hizu, for those who don't know,
We
where are
stole
you
our
from?
cultures.
Where are you from?
I am from the lonely. I'm from the lonely little island of Singapore. Now, in case y'all didn't know, it's right beside Malaysia. We're connected by two bridges, and yeah, we're that one little mole on the globe that grew quite rapidly.
Okay.
I can nerd
Okay.
out about this, but I'm saving that. I'm not gonna go on a spiel about how fast we advanced.
So Hizu, with being from Singapore, um, does that affect any of your interaction with people on the international server? Like, why are you on the international server?
Not really, no. Why am I on the international server? One of my friends in real life, who I would no longer I'm no longer communicating with them as much,
Mhm.
which kind of sucks. And I'm not gonna name drop who, but I have
Yeah.
seen enough drama around them to the point where if I don't feel like I'm socially ready to deal with that, I am
Mhm.
not gonna interact with them. Sure, I'll
Okay.
check in from time to time and see how they're doing, but like I'm not
Mhm.
gonna go out of my way to hang out with them and stuff. So that's actually how I found reality in the first place. Because believe it or not, I wasn't in Singapore when I started streaming on reality. I was in a
Really?
different country called the Philippines, and yeah, like most of my viewership from back then, I think has gone. And
Mm.
most of the people who view me now, most of my friends now, don't even know that I lived there for 2 years.
Really? Really? So, Hizu, how long
Yeah,
have you
yeah,
been on
yeah.
reality then?
Oof. How long have I not touched grass? 2 years.
2 years you've been in this joint. Two
Believe it or
years.
not. Yeah. Believe it or not, I started on August 7th, 2021, I believe. Yeah,
Okay.
21.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, with being here for that long, do you have any? Is there any like something that you have wanted to do but you just haven't done yet on reality?
Ooh. Oh boy, where's my bucket list? Um, I've had a whole bunch of stream types planned for reality.
Mm-hmm.
I am working on getting a GoPro and a second
Ooh.
phone. It's not gonna be super expensive. It's like a little like middle of the line phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because that phone I will mostly be using either as I'm gonna use it like dual purpose. It's gonna be a speedometer and a phone where my GoPro can stream onto YouTube and then pull it up here.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can take stream out on rides with me. And not only that, once I do move to a different location where I have access to a stove
Mm-hmm.
and can cooking streams. So I can
Okay.
properly teach people how to cook their goddamn rice.
Oh my goodness. I have had to teach people how to cook rice so many times. I'm like, how do you guys not know this? gonna be on the rage here. How to make rice.
It's
Oh my
so
gosh.
goddamn easy. You just wash your rice until water clear. Put into a pot. Measure with finger. So easy.
It is so easy. Oh
I
my
have
gosh.
kept I have kept my Asian rage in check because I know this is an interview slash podcast, and I'm not gonna do something or say anything that will get me canceled.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It's recorded. This is recorded. Um, all right. So you want to do
Indeed, indeed.
more of like interactive videos. You want to almost vlog,
Mm-mm-mm.
like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, something like that. So basically, like the whole gist of the whole writing streams
mhm,
is I get like chat gets to see where I'm going
mhm, mhm.
and they get to decide where I go. So let's say I'm coming up an
Ooh,
intersection, they can tell me to go left or turn right or go
go
straight.
right. Okay, that could be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Or if they're like really creative though, they can make some really fun like little trips. So
Mm,
the bike I
mm.
have is small enough to use on the sidewalk. So if they tell me to go through like one of the buildings, I'll fucking do it.
Oh my gosh. Well, and then you would really get to explore the area and explore different parts of the world that you may not be able to see.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I
Well,
like that a lot.
it's not more of me since I've covered like practically every single inch of this godforsaken country. But people that don't know what Singapore looks like may be able to
Mm.
explore through one of these streams.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a really fun way to do it. And then I do
Mm-hmm.
know you do travel, so you could even carry that content into other countries.
Yeah. And here's the best part. Once I do get the camera set up and everything, I can actually use the helmet as a little bit of like a static tripod. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm gonna be performing in a band soon enough. Yeah. So they
wait, you're in a
get like a live
band. Wait,
stream of the shows. They get
back it
free
up.
shows.
Back it up. When did you get in a band?
Beep, 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 beep. You told me to back it up, so.
Back it up. Oh, back
Yeah,
it
I
up.
used to be part of a band a couple of years ago. Yeah. So I grew up
Okay.
around a lot of music. Like music was my escape from, ironically enough, reality. But
Mm-mm.
like you know, like a lot, like most of content creators on here that I know, none of us have really had a really good upbringing. Like a lot of my friends here have some issues with their families and stuff like that.
Me, who had a really good
So
upbringing.
music,
I had a great
yeah. You're
upbringing.
one of the lucky ones for me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so my first foray into music was Chester Bennington. God, rest in peace. But like,
Okay.
yeah, so he's the only reason why I started singing at such a young age, at like 4 or 5, when I first found Linkin Park through one of my uncles.
Mm-mm.
Now, I started to delve a lot deeper into music because every time a fight broke out because, my parents weren't really nice to each
Yeah.
other or they were planning on divorcing each other and stuff like that, it gets really heated. So, like, the music really did help with, you know, blanking out my thoughts over anything bad.
Mm.
And a couple of years later, I joined a couple of bands. I queued up bits of vocal cords. Wasn't able to like communicate at all for about a
Okay.
year while recovering. And in the meantime, I switched over to bass. Now, I used to play a lot of guitar as a kid growing up,
Mm.
but I had to put it down for you know reasons.
It happens. It happens. I have learned
And
many instruments and have put them
yeah.
down. They're collecting dust.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
no. For me, it's mostly like my neighbors knocking on my window and asking me
Oh,
to,
noise complaints.
keep it
Noise
down
complaints.
in a very not so, yeah, in a not so very nice way. So, in case people didn't know, we, so Singapore is such a small country that people are going upwards, right? So
Mm,
we've got
mm.
more taller buildings for housing and stuff like that, and like even if our walls are built a lot more durable than most American homes, ow.
Mm.
It's a bit. Ow!
Wait, what? You said don't injure
Yeah,
yourself on the
yeah.
interview?
So like, I'll bash my head in. I'm kidding. Yeah. So like,
the guy next door could be loud and it's still substantial, but not as much if it was a drywall.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, that's mostly the reason why I had to really put down my music career at home. I wasn't really able to practice at home.
Oh. All right, so you're in a band now. Obviously, so you are more of a creative. Um, have you ever been a content creator before reality?
I suppose if you can call writing music for your band like the content creator. I suppose so. I suppose so. I mean,
Okay.
I used to try streaming on Twitch before.
Mm-mm.
I used to try streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Did not really work that well. I tried to,
Okay.
I tried to leverage my cosplay friends into watching my content, but it was boring. It
You're
was
like,
hella
guys,
boring. I tried YouTube, but
guys,
that didn't
please,
take off well.
please come with me. Please. Ayos, ayos.
Nah, I wasn't nice. I wasn't nice about it. I wasn't nice about it. I was like, Papa Franco streaming, come on! Get over here!
All right. But did you learn anything from being a
But yeah,
content
besides,
creator? That you now use on reality?
I have learned. I have learned some fandoms are not to be trifled with.
Oh my goodness, some fandoms are scary. Some fandoms are
Some
terrifying.
yeah. There was a point in time, I believe, I voice acted for some Undertale comic books,
Mm-mm.
and let's just say I had to delete my old email because of all of the fangirls trying to get with me.
Alright, so
It was
Hizu,
terrible.
wait, so Tizu, you
It
voice
was
act too?
terrible.
Hizu, you voice act too? So we're in a band, we're an adventure guy, and we
I mean,
voice
yeah.
act?
I mean, besides being a mechanic, yeah. I mean, what do you think?
Oh,
What do
and
you
mechanic.
think
So
I can do the
Hizu
Papa
just
Franco
is
voice
all
so
of the
good?
tropes. Hizu is every single trope. My
I am a
gosh.
damaged soft boy on the inside whose heart has been broken too much to bear.
Okay, so yes, Hizu is everyone. Hizu is the trope. He's got it all. he's he's the male lead.
I
Um.
will say this though, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going for me.
Wait, oh, no. um. So you had mentioned that you are planning on, like, when you get this camera, having the YouTube app. Are you ever planning on making YouTube and Twitch or Kick or some other platform your main platform, or are you planning on keeping
Yeah.
reality as your main platform?
Ooh, this is really interesting because I was thinking of multicasting.
Okay,
Right?
multicasting. All right, that's a
So I'll
perfectly
have
good
both
answer.
reality and yeah. So I was thinking of going over to Twitch because most of my friends who have turned into like independent VTubers,
Mm,
they stream onto Twitch apparently because
mm,
YouTube
mm.
is just a little bit too much of a hassle. But I'm pretty sure some of them still stream onto Twitch, except
Mm.
Facebook. Sorry, except they don't really get as much engagement, but they want to
Wait,
start
people
small,
stream on
which
Facebook?
I'm pretty
Did you
sure.
just say Facebook?
Yeah, some of my
Who is streaming on Facebook?
yeah. Us Filipinos, you'd be surprised. We took over Facebook like we took over Friendster.
Wait,
We are
what?
everywhere.
Okay. So you think multicasting is going to be your answer? Um, what advice
Indeed.
then do you have for these two questions are going to be back to back. So what advice do you have for someone
Alright.
who's brand new to being a streamer? And then what is the advice you wish you had when you first started out?
Ooh, okay, so for new streamers, my advice would be don't be scared to be yourself. Don't be scared to do something extravagant or something that you think wouldn't be, acceptable to your viewers. Because
Mm.
if people know you for hesitating too much on things, that's how you're gonna be known as. If people see you streaming, they'll be like, "Oh, it's that kid that didn't wanna do anything," or
Okay.
it's that person who's super shy. Like some people might end up wanting that because they're that's their niche.
Mm-mm.
So stuff like that. But if you hesitate too much, then you might end up losing your viewership.
Okay.
Mm. Now, for myself, however,
Mm.
I don't really have any because I have no regrets. I don't have anything like, oh, I wish I had that piece of advice.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm very technologically, I'm very involved technologically. Like when I was growing up, I was tinkering with lots of stuff. That's the reason why I am a mechanic by trade and passion.
Mm.
So I used to build computers when I was younger, and it's not really like Legos back then. It was really painful because you gotta do soldering and stuff like that.
Mm. I've dabbled with the internals of a
Mm.
computer before. I know what I'm doing. I know what you're talking about. Um,
Yeah, back in those days.
back
Yeah.
in the
In
day.
case you didn't know, Forbes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those were the same. Those were the same kinds of days where I grabbed the hot part of the soldering iron by accident because it was so intuitive
Hizuko!
for me. I don't know why.
Hizuko! You're not supposed to touch the hard part.
Well, I can't help it. It's just instinctive. Hold it.
So, Hizu, is this your first reality account?
Mm,
Is this the first one?
yeah. Yes, indeed. And I can understand why a lot of people make second or even third accounts. Mostly,
Mm.
just to check up on some people before they use their main accounts, so they can boost anyone they think that is deserving of a boost. Well, there's that,
Mm.
and there's also the fact that, I don't really want to say this, but like, there is a lot of drama between people as well, so they might use a spare account to try and spy on people.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that some people use that. I know, I know several big streamers. I know some who have an alt account that they don't let anybody know because they want to see if people actually like
Hmm.
them, or if they just like their follower count,
Yeah,
or like the connections
it's
that they can
that,
give
or
them.
if they've got beef with each other.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
or if they have beef with each other, they're gonna use that to listen in, which I don't really find
Yeah,
necessary.
I don't think that you should. If you
And
have beef with somebody,
unfortunately enough,
I
it's
don't think you should have beef with somebody, but I feel like you should just
well,
let it
yeah.
be and
But
let
then
it
again, you
sizzle
can't
out.
really please everyone as a streamer either.
No. Oh, so what do you do
Yeah,
then?
you
What
can't really,
Hizu? That brings up a good
um,
question.
yeah.
What do you do if you have beef or if you're not someone's cup of tea?
Then so be it. Because honestly speaking, like my kind of content isn't really for everybody. There's
Mm.
a specific reason why I am purely an 18 plus content creator.
Okay.
That's mostly because of the language and the topics that I meme about from time to time on streams. And
Mm-mm.
sometimes when it gets really serious, where I'm giving someone some life advice, it hits really hard because I don't believe in sugarcoating things.
Okay.
At least not anymore. Like when I first started streaming on the platform, I was not really sure how to function as a human being,
Okay. Okay.
coming from a not so good background. So as
Mm.
I continued streaming and made more friends and grew with them, I learned more and more how to be a proper human being. And I still believe to this day that constantly wanting to beef with somebody is just not necessarily what you need to do. Like, just
Mm.
if they are doing something you don't like, be the bigger person and ignore them. It's as simple as that.
That's such good advice. That is such good advice to have, and I feel like a lot of people
Mm, mm,
are always well. I don't know in America. So I don't know about abroad, but in like the United States, like beefing with somebody, people are like, "Oh, I got beef!" Like suddenly I'm like a main character. Like, look at me, I got a nemesis.
yeah.
I'm the good guy and they're the bad guy. Um, And don't get me wrong, like it's fun to like beef for fun, for funsies. Okay, we like our funsies, consensual
For fun
beefing.
is one thing. Yeah.
um,
Or like
but
friendly beefing. Like how I
mm-hmm,
call
mm-hmm.
Habiyoto Habibi or something like that. He's just
Yeah.
mean to me sometimes because he's just being a little like gremlin. But that's the thing. Like if you're friends with somebody and they beef with you because that's how close you are with someone,
Mm-hmm,
that's perfectly fine. But that doesn't mean everyone else is the same. Like some
mm-hmm,
people, for
mm-hmm,
example, one of my friends, she's not really very open about. She's very conservative, and quite
mm-hmm.
recently she's dropped a friend because they're very, oh, they're so weird. Like I remember I was just chill streaming. He came in telling me about how he laid this one girl, and I'm over here like, okay, what do you need me to do with that piece of information?
Yeah,
I
you're
do
like,
not need to
that
know
has
this.
nothing to do with anything. Like,
I
that's
don't need
not
to know this.
appropriate to share. That's not appropriate to share. Oh my gosh.
It's not
But
really. I wouldn't
that's
even
something
say
that happens though.
appropriate,
It's
but
like
like,
you have people who just really off the wall commentary. So that's going to be another question. How do you do with those off the wall
yeah,
comments
yeah, like that's.
that have nothing to do with what you're
I
doing
kind of
content
don't
wise?
care unless. Yeah, I kind of don't care about that unless it's entertaining or like interesting enough. And
Okay.
that's the thing. Like, I kind of don't. I kind of don't really care about it until it like unless it's interesting enough.
Okay. Okay. So you just
Hmm.
like, do you ignore it?
So like,
Do you say like,
if it's
oh, that's
not
not what we're doing
interesting, I
right
don't.
now? Like,
Oh, I'm a little
do,
shitter. Someone tells me something like, "Oh, hey, dude, you know this kind of thing is actually really pog." I'll be like, "Okay, and what do you want me to do with this information? Hmm?
okay, okay.
What do you want me to go out of my way to try that? No, no, too much effort. Ain't no way. I don't have enough time for that.
So, Izu,
That's how I deal with things.
I
But
like
like,
that though. I like
mhm,
that.
yeah,
Um,
hmm.
so do you experience a lot of trolling?
Oh, oh. I would like to say no, but that is a goddamn lie. I am a massive troll. I am a genuinely massive troll.
Okay, okay.
So, experiencing trolls in my stream is par for the course. But if it's like, if I'm just trying to do a late show back no troll stream, then I'm not gonna
Mhm.
tolerate it
Okay,
because
okay.
it obviously says right there on the title, chill
No,
stream.
90% of the time, Hizu welcomes you trolls. 90%. The other 10%, no trolling.
Yeah. 45%. I'd accurately say 45% just because I'm not feeling it.
Okay, okay. But,
Hmm.
um, do you think the trolls help? Like, when it comes to content? Like,
Oh, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. I believe. I don't really do open collabs anymore for the fear of losing my hearing.
mm,
Thanks,
mm.
artillery. But like, the last time I did that, there was this dude that hopped up, and I remember him telling me he had 55 gallons of lube just sitting in his attic, and
Hizu, what is,
he had a kiddie
what
pool
happens
full of
in your
lube
room?
too.
You just have, like, naughty people. Um, oh
Oh,
my
there's a
gosh.
lot of naughty people. We do not hold back on whipping out our peepees, man.
No! No!
That's a sample. That's a sample of the kind of content I have. So if you're not comfortable with like 30 jokes or just randomly high energy posting, that is not something that then like the streams are really not for you.
Okay, okay. Well, like, that's a good thing for people to understand is like, and you did say that you stream to a mature audience. Um, why did you decide to do mature
Yeah, yeah.
audiences only?
Well, considering the fact that it is normally a very open platform, so
Mm,
even kids can get in here, I remember that very clearly. And considering the amount of swearing I do, which I am still trying to get rid of for professional reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's really difficult when that's all you've known and expressing comfort.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so because of how I normally am, I can't exactly be family friendly. And okay, so I don't believe in putting a mask over myself.
Okay.
Because, like, why do you need to hide? I can understand why some people don't want to do that. Like, they put on a completely different persona for streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't necessarily want to do the exact same for myself.
So you would say that your persona on here, the Hizuko that we see is really the Hizuko that we're going to mainly get if we ever run into you IRL.
Indeed. I have met some streamers on here as well,
Mm.
while I was overseas.
Mm.
And when I got back, we actually met up and drank. Lots of funny
Okay.
responses were shared. Lots of funny responses were shared with someone surprised at how much of an absolute goddamn unit I am. And yeah, drunken shots were exchanged, and yeah. So what you see with me on streams is what you get with me in real life. I don't believe in, hiding that from people.
Okay. Okay. No. Because like that's the thing, and that's what I find really interesting about VTubing. Because when you do face streaming, you really don't get the choice of not putting yourself out there. But with VTubing, there are some people who are very like into
Of
character
course, of course.
and very into persona. And like yes, there are some
Yeah.
stream. I
There are
would
some
say
people
everybody
here
has
that,
some level of streamer persona, regardless if they face stream or if they are a
yeah,
VTuber.
yeah,
There is some sort of persona. No one is always like
yeah,
100% authentic
exactly.
because it's the internet. Um,
Yeah.
but it is interesting to see the difference, and the similarities between the two types of streaming. All right,
Sorry, what was that?
Hizu.
You kind of cut out for me.
Oh, I said it was interesting to see the similarities and differences between VTubing and like face streaming. So Hizu, do you have
Yeah.
any? Oh wait, so we talked about how you found it. Have you ever left reality? Have you ever taken a hiatus?
I've taken hiatuses for multiple reasons. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna sugarcoat it and like say like, oh, I'm this perfect dude that hasn't made a mistake. No, people
Mm-hmm.
make mistakes. That's how they learn. It's in human nature to make mistakes. I'm not really proud of those mistakes, but that's how I learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna, hide away and say I haven't done anyone wrong. I mean,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
the kind of life I used to live. That's how I live now, and owning up to my own mistakes is honestly just a lot of a better feeling than trying to run away from it. Because if you
Mm.
run away from it, you're gonna end up worrying about what will happen if someone finds out or something. So you might as well just own it. Just own your flaws and work on it.
Yes. 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 I like that. Again, like that's really great advice that a lot of people I think may need. Um, so why do you stay on reality?
Oh, I have many answers to this. First, I kind of been before I started streaming on reality. I
Mm.
actually have been binging a lot of VTuber clip compilations. Like, for example, Hanamaki has some of her funniest moments compilations were playing in the
Mm-hmm.
background,
Mm-hmm.
while overseas I was working as a vape technician, so I was fixing stuff and I had that playing in the background. So it's kind of my podcast.
Oh. Okay.
Mm. And I'm pretty sure, like, I've already ticked off one of the boxes in um, my reality career or like bucket list where I stream while driving for over 6 hours.
Oh, Hizu! Hizu! No! Oi,
Yes.
oi. I
Listen,
mean,
I'm
but if
used to
you are
doing
doing
that. I can
adventure
multitask. You
content,
know this.
well, yeah, and like when you do adventure content, like that's kind of 6 hours. Okay, understandable. I guess it fits. It fits with your brand. It fits with your
Mm-hmm.
content. Okay, we won't worry too much about you and your safety. Um,
I am insane enough to be outrunning the cops.
oy gosh, oy gosh, oy oy oy. Alright,
6 hour
so
drive, I'ma split that in half.
let me let me just go zoom. Um, but yeah, so you
Of
said
course,
you
of
were
course.
like checking things off of your bucket list, and you were like listening to people before. But what really is keeping you here?
Mm-hmm.
My desire to be a content creator and just be funny,
Okay.
honestly, and my friends. My friends are like the biggest part of why I'm still streaming in the first place.
Mm.
But, I've always been getting so many, I've been getting a lot of reassuring messages like this rando just steps into stream at like the worst possible timings, and they're
Mm.
like,
Mm.
"Bro, this is the funniest thing I've seen all day. You just made my day." Or like,
Yay!
I've been down in the dumps
Yay!
recently, and this just made my day. So stuff like that that's reassuring.
Mm.
Or whenever I go into talent streams and someone tears up because of the song itself,
Mm. They get
then
touched
like
by
that's the
it.
reason why I keep going. It's like Yeah, it's like during my stint as a musician, I've been told by people from the crowd
Mm.
who I personally have moshed with or, have headbanged with
Mm.
or have
Mm.
performed with. They tell me that, my energy is infectious and it's a good thing. Or like, hey man, I like the way you do this sort of thing. Can you teach me how? So it's like stuff like that that
Okay.
reaffirms my position
Mm. Mm.
in whatever it is that I'm doing. And the fact that people are happy because I'm doing that. So that's the reason why I still stay.
Yay! Yay! Alright, I believe that's all of my
Mm-mm-mm.
questions. So Hizu, do you have any last words?
Why did you ask that like I'm about to get murdered?
Tang Tang, I don't know why. There's not anybody looking through your window.
Well, my last words are for any aspiring streamers out there. Don't be afraid to be yourself because ultimately, you are the one who will be forging your audience. Don't try to cater to other types of audiences because that's what you want. No,
Mm-hmm.
what you need is to just be true to yourself. If you're okay with putting on a mask or like something, like a different persona, because
Mm-hmm.
that's how you want to be as a streamer, go for it. But don't give up if the numbers aren't right, because there are always some days, like yesterday, um, that not a lot of people drop by your streams to check you out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
be patient. You gotta keep grinding. If you stop, then you stop. Then that momentum falls. That's the thing. That's the thing about streaming. You can't stop unless you're absolutely buggered out. If you're sick,
Mm-hmm.
take a rest, make a short stream telling people you're sick, and then end it there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you're perfectly fine, then go balls to the walls with your content.
Oh my gosh!
And most of all, if you're streaming, make sure you're enjoying it, because no one wants to do
Mm-hmm.
things they don't enjoy for nothing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's the biggest advice anybody who does
Mm-hmm.
stream can give to someone who wants to get into streaming is make content you want. Viewers will come to you. It may seem like it's going slow, but
Mm-hmm.
a firm, solid foundation is always better than one that is rocky. But thank you so much,
Indeed.
Hizu. Thank you so much for interviewing with me. Arigato.
Of course, Forty.
Ari,
Anytime.
bye
Ja,
bye.
mata ne.
Ja, mata ne. Mwah.